Safety first. That's the number one rule of survival. Welcome to Technifire. I am Dapo Aruwajoye, the Technifier. Today, we're talking serious business, security, safety. During emergencies, traditional tech systems fail because you can only reach one person at a time, while the location of the victim sometimes remains a mystery. But imagine a single tap that instantly alerts your family and neighborhood, broadcasts live audio and records it also, and tracks your location in real time. Our guest today built it. After the break, we will meet Mathew Oyebanji. In the heart of the University of Lagos beats NIT Hub, Nigeria's digital powerhouse, powered by NITDA. NIT Hub empowers youth, builds ecosystems, nurtures startups, and drives inclusion nationwide, turning bold dreams into realities that lift millions. I am Dapo Aruwajoye. Over the years, I have dedicated myself to amplifying tech voices and fueling startups from ground up. Now, right here at NIT Hub, Unilag, we forge a groundbreaking collaboration, explosive, purposeful, and unstoppable. MVP made in Nigeria transforms minimum viable products into most valued products, rooted in our culture and wisdom. MVPs to MVPs. Technology ignites the journey. Southwest Flagship Edition, awakening Yoruba-powered innovation through bootcamps in every Southwest state: Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, and Ekiti. Every participant undergoes a metamorphosis, mentored, skilled, uplifted. Whether they win or not, lives are forever changed. And we are just starting. We will awaken this fire across every geopolitical zone of Nigeria, every nook and cranny. Founders, sponsors, visionaries, the moment is now. Join us. The fire is ready. Press the button. Let Nigeria lead Africa's digital future. Let's build our own intelligence, AI that truly understands us, native tech, sovereign innovation, MVPs to MVPs. For more enquiries, visit www.mvps2mvps.com. So in the studio is Mathew Oyebanji, the CEO and co-founder of TriggerApp.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to your show. And I'm really pleased to be on a platform like yours to speak about a solution that we have built for everybody. So yeah, I'm really pleased to be here.
Amazing. So who are you?
I'm a Nigerian. I think that's the brief summary. I'm a young Nigerian who was born and raised in Lagos and who has had basically all the experiences of being a Nigerian, who has worked in the media and has witnessed everything it means to be Nigerian, and who is very passionate about creating a lasting impact in his society. And that's what made me build TriggerApp.
So tell me, how's the journey been? How did you find yourself in tech? Because I knew you started your career in the media. So how did you find yourself in tech?
Well, if you ask me that question, I would struggle to answer the question. I think my life has just gone in a very organic way. Even how I found myself in media, I don't even know. I studied statistics in university, and that is in no way.
Where was that?
In Federal University of Technology, Akure.
Wow.
That's where I went to school. And while in school, I found myself on campus radio. The campus decided to create a radio station, which is a University of Technology that had no mass communication department. But for some reason, I think things just began to align, and then there was a campus radio in school, and I worked there, Futa Radio, and that was how I commenced my journey in media.
Okay.
But just based on what I found myself passionate in, I also did work in the Afrobeat space for quite a while, for close to 5-6 years. I worked in show promoter. I was a show promoter. I was planning concerts for artists. I was a talent manager. So I've had my hand in a lot of things, to be honest. So finding myself in tech was just a result of being passionate to do something that I had an idea while I was working on the radio, and I just wanted to build it, to bring it to life. And a friend of mine who was also a programmer, I shared it with him, and he thought it was something incredible. So it was something that could genuinely solve a problem. And then we started to start building TriggerApp together.
TriggerApp.
Yes.
Safety together.
Yes.
So why TriggerApp?
Yeah. So I think we built this because, first things first, I have had personal experiences. My co-founder has had personal experiences. I think everybody watching this program has had one personal experience. And even if you haven't had a personal experience, someone you know has had a personal experience.
Talking of insecurity.
Yes, talking of insecurity, talking of finding yourself in a situation where you are stranded, where you just need to inform somebody. You want somebody who cares about you to be aware of what's going on around you. I shared this story on my Instagram about something that happened to me in 2022-ish when I was going from Lagos to Abuja to watch Super Eagles against Ghana when they knocked us out of the World Cup qualifier in Abuja. Way back then. And I booked a ride. And to cut the long story short, this guy driving me was trying to take me somewhere else.
Trying to take you to where you don't know.
He was for real. And it took me being aware to realize that something untoward is going on here. I decided to text my friend that, this driver is acting funny. They just said, okay, I'll meet you somewhere in phase 1. So I just told, let's pick my friend up. And that's how I just got him to drive me somewhere there, and I just came down from his vehicle. Wow. And when I came back, he was so livid. He started texting me that I'm lucky. That he knows my plate number, he knows where I live. So he was just threatening me, the driver was threatening me. And this is not an unfamiliar story, right? I mean, we all heard the story of the lady who boarded a BRT bus on her way back home.
Yes.
Some years ago, and she was texting her family. And before they knew it, she stopped communicating and they found her body. She had been raped and murdered by the BRT driver. These are stories that happen every day. Stories of someone who went for a job interview, and then the job interview was not where they wanted it to be. It was an organ trafficking ring. There is so many stories of people just being in their house, being peaceful, and then somebody is breaking into their house, right? And in these situations, there is something common. You want to raise an alarm to someone. You want somebody to know about it. You want to, some situations, you are able to maybe call someone to come intervene. In many situations, you have a matter of moments to react, matter of moments to share information. And we all know the popular phrase in missing person reports, right? This person was last seen 3 days ago, 4 days. In fact, even if you go to the police to report a missing person, they will ask you how long ago was it, and if it wasn't long enough, they won't take it seriously.
So you have to wait till like 24 hours or 48 hours.
You don't even have adequate information to share with people who can actually act, and that's why we decided to build TriggerApp, which we know that is going to significantly help people solve situations like this, right?
How does it work?
So it's simple. With TriggerApp, if you tap on the panic button on TriggerApp, it raises an alarm to all your emergency contacts simultaneously, and it broadcasts your live location and your live audio. So how it works is that when you download the app from the App Store, TriggerApp is one word. When you download the app, you set it up, you sign up, you put in your name. Once you're in the app, you can add your emergency contacts. Can be your parents, can be your siblings, can be your partner, can be your friends, can be your work colleagues, anyone who cares about you and who is going to look out for you, you add them on the app. If they have the app, they can accept you. If they don't have the app, you can just add their phone number. It works same way regardless. So in any situation at all, in fact, it can be something as benign as your tire going flat in an unfamiliar environment, and you just want someone to know where you are. You just tap on the button. It calls them on an emergency channel if they have the app. If they don't have the app, it sends them an SMS with a link. On that link, they can see exactly where you are, and they can hear exactly what's going on around you. And this is not just being broadcast, it's being recorded. So if you, let's say, for instance, somebody raising an alarm in Ikorodu, and then they found themselves in Maryland, it shows all your emergency contacts exactly what your movement has been from the moment you raise an alarm to the very moment. Like, this really tracks your audio and your location and shares it with people who care about you. And this is providing sufficient information for them to intervene, to, escalate to relevant authorities, depending on the situation. Because I believe when they can hear what's going on around you and they can see exactly where you are. That is enough information in that moment for them to be able to help out. So what we have built is a system that even helps the police do their work better, because if someone raises an alarm, and let's say, for instance, a father gets an alarm from her daughter, and she knows that, first off, this girl is not where she's meant to be at work in Ikeja, but for some reason she's in Naija.
So you can monitor.
Yes, so he knows in the moments that matter what exactly to do. If he's going to the police station, he's going to the police station with information, with data, with facts, rather than just go, my daughter called me, she didn't sound all right, right? Nobody knows where to start from in that situation. But if you have the live recording of the audio and the location, the exact location, that is sufficient information. So it helps.
Will the person have time to click, or how does it work? Do you just click the app?
Yeah, you just tap. So the app is going to become something you can never activate by your voice with time, right? But right now, all you have to do is save the app on your home screen, right? So for easy access. So all you have to do, open the app and tap on the button. That's all you have to do. That's literally all you have to do. So it is, once again, it shares information with people who care about you, your emergency contact. No matter how busy you are, I don't think anybody will be busy enough to see his child's call on an emergency channel and not prioritize it.
Okay, let's go to the Nigerian scenario now.
Yes.
And the problem, the menace we have now is kidnapping. For a victim that is being taken in a rush by kidnappers, how does a TriggerApp come in then?
This is the question I get asked a lot, right? So remember when I said you have to tap on a button on TriggerApp to raise an alarm to all your family and people who care about you. And sometimes in kidnap situations, people don't even remember what they can do with their phones, right? It's a matter of seconds.
Yes.
For people who are able to reach their phone quickly, they're able to tap on a button. Some people have enough time to make a phone call. However, we encourage users to always check in. So there is a feature on the app that lets you, say for instance, somebody's going on a job interview and they're leaving home at 8 a.m. They're meant to arrive at the job interview at 10 a.m. And give or take by noon, they should be back home to their parents. Before going out, they're encouraged to set a 5-hour check-in. A 5-hour check-in money. So what the check-in does is set the check-in, keep your phone in your pocket and go about your day. If after 5 hours, you don't go on your phone, it automatically alerts all your emergency contacts.
Okay, you're saying when you get there, you said the check-in or where you are going
before
to
you
anticipate.
Go out, yes. Okay. Yeah, before you go out, normally, just on a normal day, you just set a check-in.
Okay.
And let's say you set a 1-hour check-in, maybe you're going on a date with someone you met on social media, or somebody new you met on social media, just go on your TriggerApp. Hi, I'm going on a date with, put the person's name. You can take a picture of yourself. You can upload a picture of the person you're going on a date with. You can put the address, details of your date, and put the time. You put a timer. Can be 1 hour, can be 5 hours. If after the timer elapses, you don't go on the app to check in, it sends all that information to people who care about your emergency contacts. So what it does is that the moment you are unreachable, people who care about you are aware and they have sufficient information to start either looking for you, they have your location, your current location, they have a picture of either you or where you're going to, they have details of where you said you're going to. And how this counters what you currently have with kidnapping or missing persons situation is that when someone has been kidnapped or when someone has been taken, half the time you hear from the kidnappers first.
Yes.
Days after, or maybe hours after. Here you are able to hear from the person you care about first. And that's, in kidnapping situations, moments matter, let alone hours, let alone days, right? So you have information real time, immediately, that you can act upon. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I'm not here to say, oh, TriggerApp will stop him from being kidnapped. I mean, a gun can't stop somebody from being, you understand?
Being shot.
But it gives people who care about you sufficient information for them to find you on time. And if you look at half of the situations, people wish they knew quicker.
Where?
So this gives you ability to share information with people who care about you. Don't forget, it's not just going to random people.
People who care about
people who care about people. So once again, you are sharing information with people who are going to prioritize you and your emergency contact. It's not going on a WhatsApp group or on social media where people can be discussing something else. It's going to people who are going to prioritize something that has to do with you.
If the phone has been destroyed by the assailant or the attacker, what happens?
So many phones these days, especially, smartphones, it's a smartphone app, right? They have a Find My feature.
Yes.
So when someone takes your phone, you can still go to and log in somewhere.
Yes.
That means your phone's location can still be found.
Even if
it's dead. So as long as that setting is on, which by default most phones have on, as long as that setting is on and you have set that timer, once your phone has been destroyed, that means you don't have access to check-in, which means when that timer is gone, your emergency contact still gets a notification that this person is unreachable. And once they try calling you, they can't reach you, they have sufficient information. Don't forget, before you start the check-in, you've already put details of where you're going to, where you're going to be. So your phone is going to tell them the location, your last known location, which is still sufficient information. And obviously, they know that for some reason, you didn't check in, they can't call you. So obviously, people who care about you already have their red flags on and they can start acting. So even if your phone is destroyed, there's not so much to worry about.
So the same thing goes for erratic network?
Yes, same thing goes for erratic network. Once again, you might be okay, just be having poor network, but at least people are looking out for you. Do you understand? In the very least, it's better in this case, it's not a case of false alarm. It's rather it's better to be able to raise an alarm and then at the end of the day, you're fine than not to be able to raise an alarm at all. So that's what we've built.
So talking of false alarm, so for the neighborhood not to be alerted when it's not necessary. Yeah. So how do you curb unnecessary button presses?
Yeah. So thank you for that question. That's a very, very important question. So yes, obviously with a product like this, there is that risk of raising false alarm. First things first. False alarm, people who want to raise a false alarm will still raise a false alarm. People who are mischievous.
Mischievous people.
People who are mischievous. But the thing is that, do you really want to be mischievous to your family and to your community? In fact, if you're posting false information on the community timeline, it can easily be called out. Your account will be blocked automatically. We have an AI system. Once 1, 2, 3 people have reported and we investigate and you say automatically your account is off and you don't want that to happen to you. Okay. So we have measures in place to curb false information. This is not social media where you can post something and just to rile people up or to gain attention. There is no attention to gain on TriggerApp.
This is a serious business.
Yes, right? It's not like 1 million people are going to see it. This is to your parents. This is to your work colleagues, your friends, and to your partners. And if you have chosen to be a mischief maker, that's on you.
To the vigilantes in your room.
That's on you.
At this junction, I want to ask, because community policing, the Lagos State Neighborhood Security Watch, the Amotekuns, of recent, I think is Ijaikun. Yeah. Don't you talk to these people? So we have like a bigger community of people combating crime. Isn't it going to be interesting?
It's something we are very interested in. And we have reached out. And kudos to them because they're doing an incredible job. And they're going to be, we also are aware that obviously they have people knocking on their door every moment and telling them, oh, I'm in tech, I built this. Oh, I'm in tech, I built that. So it's up to them to be able to filter through what's actually worth their time and what not. So we do understand that. So what we're trying to do is to first off ensure that there is a lot of validation in the society, right? And once we have that, and we can go to them and say, see, listen, people are using this. This is what the people who you are caring about are using. Let us work together to ensure that we are providing you with the tools to help you to serve your community better. So we're looking to reach out to Amotekun. This is an opportunity. I know they watch your program. It's an opportunity. I'm very much available for a conversation. We're looking to reach out to Amotekun. We're looking to reach out to the LNSA, Lagos Neighborhood Safety Agency. We're looking to work with them. We're looking to work with government. And as long as your priority is safety, we are very much open for a collaboration and a conversation.
And let's talk about affordability because you mentioned it then. How affordable is this? For students, for market women, anybody?
It's very affordable. It's a free app. It's a free app to download. It's a free app to use. You can have as much as 3 emergency contacts. Even if you want to use premium, you can use it for free for a couple of months, even before you start paying. And the price is less than what you spend on airtime in a month, 3,000 naira a month.
So basically, you're not about money.
Nah. we're about solving a problem. And I'm a businessman, don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, I
right?
know.
I'm a businessman. If
But
you're
your
able-
priority.
Yes, yes. If we're able to solve a problem at scale, the money is going to come. Imagine Nigeria is a country of over 200 million people. Africa has close to 1 billion people. There is a lot of people globally. Imagine we're able to get into not just Nigeria now, we have solved the problem in Nigeria, obviously we can solve it in a place like India, in some African countries, and you're charging what is less than what they would spend on lunch. Then you make money. But they wouldn't use your product in the first place if you don't provide value. So our product is solving a real problem and providing value and giving people, once again, who have safety as their priority with a tool that they can actually use to make their jobs a lot easier and their lives better.
At the end of the day, what do you think this thing will achieve on a bigger scale, nationally or globally?
TriggerApp is going to be an essential. In fact, we are going to get to a point where every smartphone coming out has TriggerApp pre-installed. It's going to be an essential. The same way many people can't communicate without certain apps. Many of the social media platforms you can do without. If we're being honest, we are building something that you almost can't do without to exist in your community. So what we want to achieve is to become a household name, something that is an essential. As long as you have a phone and you live in a community, you have people who care about you, and you have people you care about, you're going to need it.
Where does the government come in here also?
Yeah, first off, this is a Nigerian-built product. This is a product of Nigerians. And
this is sovereign.
Yes, and we are registered in Nigeria. We pay taxes in Nigeria. And what the government can do is to encourage us and provide an enabling environment for us to solve a problem for the citizens of Nigeria. We didn't take this outside Nigeria first. We built it in Nigeria for Nigerians. So we are very much open to investment for the government. We are very much open to receiving grants to help us improve our technology, because this is something that we just launched this year. There is several improvements that we are looking to make. There are several new features we are looking to add to help solve problems for everyone. So what the government can do is also be a voice for us, to be an encouragement. Once again, there are several government agencies that can be involved in this: the Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Women Affairs, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, because there are several people. In fact, I was speaking in an interview recently, and I said, like, TriggerApp is going to become an avenue for you to even reach out to the nearest ambulance around you, especially for people who are unable to, who live alone and they have a health crisis. They need to reach out to the nearest. In fact, with TriggerApp, you can even share information with the community, right? We are very much open to working with the government. Think about when there was Ebola, for instance, or maybe there is a be on the lookout information that you need to share with everybody in real time, right? How do you share these days? You go on TV, not everybody's watching TV. You go on radio, not everybody's into radio. You post on social media, not everybody's online at that point, right? You only want to reach out to people in Ikorodu, and you want people in Ikorodu to know something immediately. How do you do it? You send a notification to everybody in Ikorodu on TriggerApp.
I don't get it.
You send a notification to everybody in Abuja on TriggerApp. Once again, you ask about the technology and mention geotagging, right? You want to share information to a specific people in real time. We are willing to provide our technology for the government to reach any society, any community in Nigeria, to notify them. And that's what we are providing. So we're just very much open to working with the government.
So lastly, Mathew, what next? What ace do you guys have up your sleeve?
Apart from having a big picture, we also need to figure out what's next and the next steps. We've had so much feedback from people who have downloaded TriggerApp, people who have used TriggerApp. We've had usage. In fact, as recently as a couple of days ago, we had someone reach out about how they had this scuffle with the police and they were able to reach out and the people came to meet them where they were. So what's next is...
So you've had enough feedbacks?
Yes. What's next is to ensure that we are listening to people who are using TriggerApp, and we are iterating consistently to improve the technology. I mean, your favorite social media app did not look like this when they started. They continued evolving. So that's what we are doing. TriggerApp is going to continually improve every day. So think about how useful it is today. Next time we speak, it's going to be significantly better.
More useful.
Yes.
Amazing. Mathew Oyebanji, I really appreciate all your efforts at making this country safer technology-wise.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate
your
kudos
coming
to
on your platform. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Outstanding news there for citizens and a nightmare for criminals. True tech innovation isn't about shining toys. It's about solving germane problems like insecurity. Kudos to Mathew Oyebanji for this incredible and life-saving innovation. So guys, this is where we draw the curtain on this episode of the program. I am Dapo Aruwajoye. See you next time on TechnyFire.